Cascais looks like the perfect seaside escape from Lisbon, but if you visit it too quickly, you may leave feeling like you only scratched the surface. We only had around 2 hours in Cascais, so this became a fast but very real test of what you can actually see in a short visit. In this video, I'll show you my real Cascais walking tour, what we saw, what it cost, how to visit from Lisbon, and whether this elegant coastal town deserves a place in your Portugal itinerary. Our Cascais journey started on the same day as our Sintra trip, around 2 p.m, when we left Sintra and drove toward the coast. The drive took around 25 minutes, which made Cascais feel like one of the easiest coastal additions to a Lisbon, Portugal trip. We followed the A16 high-speed regional road, then connected to the A5 motorway linking Lisbon to Cascais, before continuing into the center. This short road trip quickly changed the atmosphere from Sintra's green fairy tale feeling into a brighter seaside mood. If you are planning Portugal travel and want to combine Sintra and Cascais in one day, it is possible, but you need to be realistic with your timing. When we arrived in the center, we parked under the large Hotel Baia, right in the heart of town. For 2 hours of parking, we paid €5, which felt fair for such a central location. As soon as we came out of the car park, our first stop was Alameda Combatentes da Grande Guerra. This area connects the town center with the seaside, and it immediately introduced us to the lively rhythm of Cascais. The first things I noticed were colorful buildings, tourist-filled streets, shops, restaurants, and that relaxed holiday feeling. Cascais did not feel like a smaller version of Lisbon. It felt more polished, more coastal, and much more like a vacation town. After that, we reached Largo Cidade de Vitoria, a small square where Junta de Freguesia de Cascais e Estoril is also located. From there, we started walking along Rua Frederico Arouca, one of the most active streets in town. On both sides there were shops, cafes, restaurants, souvenir stores, and a very visible tourist crowd. The classic Portuguese pavement, bright shop fronts, and open-air restaurant atmosphere made this part of town feel easy to enjoy. The souvenir shops were full of products related to both Cascais and Lisbon, so this is a good area if you want to buy something small from your Portugal Cascais visit. Because it was just after lunchtime, some restaurants were calmer, but the streets were still busy enough to feel alive. At the end of Rua Frederico Arouca, we arrived at Mirador da Praia da Rainha. From this viewpoint, you can look down over Praia da Rainha, one of the most scenic small beaches in Cascais. When I first saw the view, I immediately understood why people love this beach, but when I looked down at the crowd, I also understood why timing matters here. The beach was packed with people sunbathing, swimming, and enjoying the cold Atlantic water. If you are looking for a classic Cascais Portugal beach view, Praia da Rainha is beautiful. But if you are expecting silence and empty sand during peak hours, this Cascais beach may disappoint you. This was one of the most beautiful views of our short visit, but also one of the clearest reminders that Cascais is not exactly a hidden quiet beach town. After enjoying the view, we continued walking through the town center. One thing I really liked was how organized and elegant Cascais felt, even with so many visitors. There were tourist groups walking through the streets, locals continuing daily life, and rows of bicycles available for short rides around town. Across the center, nature was also very present with green spaces, trees, landscaping, and clean pedestrian areas. This is probably one reason why living in Cascais looks so attractive to many people. Of course, visiting for 2 hours is different from living here, but even in a short visit you can feel the lifestyle appeal. By this point, Cascais was already starting to feel like more than just a quick beach stop. After a short walk, we reached Jardim do Visconde, a central park area full of people. There were sale stands, tourists, families resting, and visitors taking a break from the busy streets. This was not the most dramatic stop of the day, but it helped me understand the town better. Cascais is not only about beaches and viewpoints. It also has parks, local squares, everyday life, and a softer rhythm between the more touristic streets. If you are making your own Cascais travel guide route, Jardim do Visconde is a nice place to pass through rather than a place where you need to spend a long time. From Jardim do Visconde, we continued back toward the center and walked along Rua Visconde Luz. This was another popular street with restaurants, shops, and many curious tourists. The small square with Estátua de Luís de Camões felt especially photogenic. The surrounding buildings looked almost like part of a film set, with that polished old town charm that works beautifully on camera. If you are wondering what to do in Cascais with limited time, I would definitely include Rua Frederico Aruca, Rua Visconde Luz, and the nearby squares. These streets give you a quick but strong feeling of the town's personality. Soon after, we reached Praça 5 de Outubro, the main square of Cascais. The first landmark that caught my attention was Edifício do Relógio, the town's clock tower. In the same square, Estátua de Dom Pedro de Ate and Museu da Vila also stood out. This area felt like the center point where history, architecture, restaurants, and tourism all meet. It was busy but not chaotic. That was one of the things I appreciated most about Cascais. Even when there were crowds, the town still felt controlled, elegant, and walkable. Right after Praça 5 de Outubro, we walked toward the waterfront and reached Praia da Ribeira. Compared with Praia da Rainha, Praia da Ribeira looked a little calmer, but it was still full of people sunbathing and swimming. Because it is one of the most central Cascais beaches, it is very easy to reach during a short visit. At the end of the beach, Palacete Seijas, also known as Quinta de Santa Clara, stood in a stunning position overlooking the water. This building adds a cinematic feeling to the entire waterfront. Around the beach, people were sitting on benches, watching the sea, walking along the coast, and enjoying the relaxed resort atmosphere. By the time we reached the waterfront, I already knew what our biggest mistake was. Cascais deserved more time than we gave it. Our short visit focused mainly on the center and beaches, but Marina de Cascais is also one of the important areas nearby. If you have more time, Marina de Cascais can be a good addition for boat views, seaside walks, and a slightly more upscale coastal atmosphere. For accommodation, Cascais offers everything from luxury hotels to apart hotel style stays. If you stay one night, you can experience the town early in the morning or later in the evening when many day trippers have already left. After spending only 2 hours here, I honestly felt that Cascais would be much better as a slower half-day visit or even as a one-night coastal stay. If you don't have a car, Cascais is still very easy to visit from Lisbon. The most budget-friendly option is usually the train, and the return trip from Lisbon to Cascais can cost around €5. You can also join organized day tours from Lisbon, usually ranging from around €30 to €120 depending on the route, guide, transport, and included entrance fees. Another option is using hop-on hop-off routes that include Cascais, with 2 4-hour tickets usually around €20 to €25. So whether you are planning a simple travel vlog, a wider Portugal travel guide, or a full Visit Portugal itinerary, Cascais is one of the easiest coastal day trips from Lisbon. Now let's summarize our real Cascais costs. Because we came by car from Sintra, we did not pay for train tickets or a tour. Our main direct cost was €5 for 2 hours of parking under Hotel Baia. Walking through Alameda Combatentes da Grande Guerra, Largo Cidade de Vitória, Rua Frederico Arouca, Mirador da Praia da Rainha, Praia da Rainha, Jardim do Visconde, Rua Visconde Luz, Praça 5 de Outubro, Praia da Ribeira, and the waterfront was free. For a minimum budget visit, you could take the train from Lisbon for around €5 return and simply walk the center, beaches, viewpoints, and main squares. If you add lunch, coffee, taxis, tours, or one night of accommodation, your budget will naturally increase. But compared with many other European coastal towns, Cascais can still be visited quite affordably if you keep the day simple. If I had only 2 hours again, I would follow a very simple route from Hotel Baia to Rua Frederico Arouca, Mirador da Praia da Rainha, Praia da Rainha, Rua Visconde Luz, Praça 5 de Outubro, Praia da Ribeira, and the waterfront. I would not try to turn it into a full beach day or a deep town exploration. If I had half a day, I would add Marina de Cascais, a proper lunch, more time by the sea, and a slower walk through the side streets. If I had one night, I would stay in Cascais, enjoy the town after the day trippers leave, and experience the morning atmosphere before the busiest hours. This is the kind of place where the route matters, but the pace matters even more. So, is Cascais worth visiting? For me, yes, absolutely. I think Cascais is one of the places you should consider if you are visiting Portugal, especially if you are staying in Lisbon. It gives you beaches, elegant streets, colorful buildings, restaurants, parks, viewpoints, and a relaxed coastal identity in one compact area. But I would not recommend treating it only as a quick checklist stop. 2 hours is enough to get a taste, but not enough to fully enjoy Cascais. If you come only for a short walk, you will still enjoy it. But if you want the best version of Cascais, give it at least half a day, and if your Portugal itinerary allows it, consider staying one night. This short Cascais vlog was not a full deep exploration, but it was a real 2-hour travel vlog from our Portugal trip. We saw the main streets, beautiful viewpoints, central beaches, elegant squares, and the lively waterfront. But we also felt the limitation of rushing through a place that deserves a slower pace. If you are looking for things to do in Cascais, the town center, Praia da Rainha, Praia da Ribeira, Praça de Outubro, Marina de Cascais, and the waterfront are all great places to start. But the most important advice is simple. Don't visit Cascais only to tick it off a list. Visit Cascais when you have enough time to actually enjoy the seaside rhythm. That was my real short visit to Cascais from Sintra during our stay in Lisbon. We saw a lot in a limited time, but the main lesson was clear. Cascais is easy to visit, but much better when you don't rush it. If you are planning Portugal travel, make sure to watch my other videos from Lisbon, Sintra, Porto, Aveiro, Faro, Portimão, and the Algarve coast. If this Cascais Portugal travel guide helped you plan your own trip, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is planning to travel to Portugal soon.